Welcome to another episode of Kingsville TV. And today we got a very special guest in the building.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I should call him Mambo, King of Kingsville. Rapper's rapper. Award winning. Multiple award winner. MTV Africa nominated.
Yes, sir.
What's up, ASAPH?
Easy things, my brother. What's really good with you?
Yeah, glad to have you on Kingsville TV, man. How are you keeping up during this corona, man?
You know what? Just trying to keep the spirit in, you know what I mean? Reading a couple of books, making sure that by the time lockdown is done, because it will be done, that we're back ready to go out in the world. We're supercharged. We've been planning up a lot during this lockdown. So when we're now free to go out there, shoot the videos, record the music, that's when we are gonna kill it.
And are you getting vaccinated?
I guess I have to, bro. You know what I mean? I think that's the only way like we'll ever move past this stage, you know what I mean? So that we just like get it out of the way. So I think so.
Like, what are your thoughts on the whole conspiracies about the vaccination? It's not really beneficial to the black man.
I feel you. I mean, what in this world that is created by the West is like 100% beneficial to the black man, you know what I mean? If they really wanted to kill us, bro, they could have killed us with dialogue because most of the stuff we get from outside, you know what I mean? So even like look at our medicines and stuff. So it's just sad that us as Africans, we don't have our own, you know what I mean, vaccine or our own take on the vaccine. Like look, like all this vegetation that we have, all these roots, all these plants that us as Africans, even our ancestors had that before modern medicine, you know what I mean? How were we taking care of ourselves? So I wish there was a way like as the African scientists, the African pharmaceutical companies would be like, okay, this is the vaccine that is coming in from China or from wherever. Let's look into it and we see, all right, this is what's dope. These are toxic things. Then we add our own herbs, our own roots, our own words. Then we make, you know what I mean? Nice vaccination suited for Africans.
Today it's Valentine's Day.
Yes, sir.
And we wondering, man, like Mr. Top 10, Zim's finest women.
And that's from what, 2 years ago?
Yes, what happened to the top 10 Zim's finest women list you're always throwing at us?
We grew up, bro. I mean, it was something that I found fun to do, and plus it caused a lot of hype. I guess there was a time I used to just like to ruffle up feathers. But to be honest, it first started in just me wanting to appreciate the ladies. You know what I mean? To say, dang, let me just shine a light on the girls I feel like are the most beautiful girls, right? But it ended turning up into some type of I'm throwing shade on other people or something. So I guess that's also part of the reason I discontinued that, because people were now focusing on the bad element instead of trying to focus on the good element. Maybe I should have found a smarter way than I said, these are the top 10. So, you know what I mean? People will be like, say if I'm not in the top 10, I'm not pretty. Like, no, that was not what I was saying.
So we see you on the social media streets.
Yeah.
Are you like in an exclusive, relationship at the moment? What's going on with Mr. Mambo?
I'm very
Has the Mambo got the Mambo cards?
I'm very taken, my brother. Very much. Very taken.
Hey, sorry, ladies.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm in a relationship with an amazing woman. Smart, intelligent, creative. Like, I'm gone, bro.
Damn. So like, how is it like being in a exclusive relationship in this industry? Because there's a whole lot of temptations. I know maybe the DMs are popping right now.
I feel you.
You've been nominated for the MTV Africa Awards. Everybody wants a piece of the king, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how are you handling the pressure from the opposite sex right now?
The way I handle the pressure, bro, is by thinking about who I started with. You know what I mean? That's one of the most important things to say. Before all these things came up, before all these things started popping, who was really in your corner? Obviously, I won't be a douchebag. If someone is reaching out and they're like, hey, what up? I'll be like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? But I won't really invest my time into trying to have a conversation with someone who's going to hit me up after this. There's actually a couple of people, whatever. There were people, bro, who had me blocked, brother. I was blocked, bro. And then after nomination, I'm now unblocked. And it's, oh, hey, what up? So I was like, okay. Because I'm not a douchebag, bro. So I'll just be like, oh, yeah, what up? It's cool, it's all love. We good. We're back, sure.
The DMs are popping.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so back in the day, you were like a tag team with Ghanaians. What happened with Ghanaians, man? We're not seeing you rolling with Ghanaians anymore.
No, I still am, bro.
Oh.
I mean, look at, it's just now maybe because of lockdown, but look, 2018, 2019, 2020, that's when the lockdown happened. 2020, every show that I went to, I was with Ghanaians, whether it was Shoko Festival, whether it was Unplugged, whether it was Star and Friends, whether it was the show with MT, you know what I mean? So Ghanaians is, and it's funny that you're saying used to, we still are, bro. 2019 People's Rapper, we did Jinimbi Rich, you know what I mean? It's just unfortunate we couldn't do a video for that. Maybe that visual representation to show me and Ghanaians in a music video rapping together, maybe that's what the people needed. So definitely they can look out for more work between me and him, because that's my brother for life, trust.
So like, what keeps the relationship glued like that? What's up with the whole ASAPH and Ghanaians loyalty? Where does that come from?
From loyalty. That's where it comes from, bro. Like strictly just being loyal, strictly being real, you know what I mean? So that no matter whatever I say, I know that he's gonna take it, you know what I mean? And whatever he says, he knows I'm gonna take it. There are times I've been totally weird, bro, and he's always been in my corner, you know what I mean? Like in sports where lots of people would have just left me hanging, he has always kept it real with me. So definitely he's someone who really deserves my loyalty, my respect, my friendship.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Mr. Ghanaians J. Oh,
Yes, sir.
And what's going on with the Berg Boys? Are you guys a group, or what was going on with the whole Berg Boys thing?
Well, Berg Boys started off as a group. As the years moved and progressed on, it kind of dismantled, right? But the idea, the movement was still fresh in people's minds. So I am intending on bringing it back. And it might not be a group, more of a collective this time, you know what I mean? And definitely Ghanaians will be a part of it this time. So you be on the lookout, because some Berg Boys work is coming your way. Probably in the same format that we did last in 2016, where we had like 7 weeks of just releasing content. So people can look out for that real soon.
So since you've been nominated for the MTV Africa Awards, how has your life changed, man? How, besides, you know, the females popping up in the DMs?
I mean,
how has it like benefited you in the music space or otherwise?
It's beneficial in a way, like people now recognize you, or now there's a title to go by, you know what I mean? So I'm not just gonna get up there and say, oh, I'm ASAPH, and it ends there. Now it's like, yo, I'm ASAPH, a nominee for the Listener's Choice at the MTV Africa Music Awards, you know what I'm saying? So now on a continental level, since it's a continental award show, people will now like listen to that and say, oh, okay, he's like technically one of the best in Africa, you know what I'm saying? Like technically one of the best in Africa, because that recognition on that type of level, bro, is huge. So it's now speaking for me. People are like, oh yeah, the nominee, yeah. If it wasn't for lockdown, I'm sure it would have changed like a whole lot more, like being out and about. People would have been just like, oh my gosh, nominee. But so far, that's it, man. Getting press attention, doing gang interviews, like a lot of interviews. So yeah, that's basically been it, man. We'll see as it progresses, but the highlight is just that now I guess continental artists will recognize me, even nationally. Maybe a couple of they knew who I was, but I guess now it's just to remind them again.
You've been in the game for more than a decade now, and you know, I'm guessing most of the people would like to know what's the secret behind ASAPH's longevity, or what keeps you pushing harder and harder and going further and further in this music business?
I would say it's just staying true to who I am and what I'm feeling, always trusting my gut, you know what I mean? I'm someone who I can go quiet for a while, you know what I mean? And to a point where people are like, does he still do music? Is he still doing music? You know what I mean? But in my heart, I know I'll be waiting for the right moment. In my heart, I know I'll be waiting for the right things to connect, you know what I mean? Another thing I would say, and it would be weird for me to say it as me because it might come out as not, but humility is also something that's really important, right? Because if people don't like you, or if people can't connect with you, they'll close a lot of doors for you, you know what I mean? Sometimes a door can be open just because you were kind to someone, or just because you gave someone the time of day, you know what I mean? So not having that mentality of always like, I've made it, you know what I mean? Now, like, you can't chat to me, you know what I mean? Because you never know who's trying to, like, some of those DMs can end up saying, yo, I need you to come to Cape Town for something, you know what I mean? Or someone in the DMs will say, yo, I actually work for some network in America, you know what I mean? So It's just always being sober-minded of the fact that you have not yet made it. There's still a lot of work to be done. Follow your heart and just be true to yourself in the music or the craft that you're making, doing.
Are you a signed artist or you an independent artist?
I'm independent. I just am publishing.
And what are some of the difficulties an independent artist faces in the music business?
Just the whole push, bro. The whole push of a machine. The whole push of some type of company that is just injecting the cash flow into you. You know what I mean? So that you can shoot a music video with blacks and Simdog and you know what I mean, and your photo shoots every weekend and you know what I mean. So as an independent artist, my videos, I have to pay for them myself. My studio time, I have to pay for it myself. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, am I gonna call blacks or am I gonna make a plan and we're gonna create something fire with the crumbs that we have? You know what I mean? And I mean, look at how good we've been doing, bro. So there was a year, just to throw some interesting shade. There was a year like when Mambo won, right? It won against a certain video that was shot in the UK that even had a bit. And Marcus was like, bro, others went to the UK to shoot their video. Tina, we shot it just here, not there. And we won the thing, you know what I mean? So I guess that's the main disadvantage. But then when you're the chosen one, bro, you're the chosen one.
I see you've collaborated with a whole lot of artists locally and regionally. Now, how important is it for an individual like you to have collaborations with other artists at this stage in your career?
It's important in terms of like the cross-pollination of fan bases, you know what I mean? You get to expose yourself to a whole new market. So especially like when I'll do something with DJ Stavo, then I'm just seeing in the comments, people like, oh my gosh, where did you find this guy? You know what I mean? That's the stuff that kind of, so okay, I like it because the same old people just telling me, oh, it's dope over and over again. It's cool, but sometimes you get to that point where you're like, are these people lying to me or they're just saying, oh, it's cool, you know what I mean? But when you get new voices saying, yo, this is dope, like when I'm on a track with Gemma and Natty O and people are in the comments saying, oh my gosh, oh, yeah, you know what I mean? Who's this? And they were like, guy, and I'm like, I'm actually showing up, you know what I mean? So that's the stuff that kind of excites me because I know that, okay, I am growing, my fan base is growing, the name is getting louder, you know what I mean? So it's dope.
And there's this stereotype like a lot of people don't support music, a lot of people don't support the arts no matter how good you are. There's a whole lot of player hating, there's a whole lot of gatekeepers keeping artists from, flourishing. How true is this in your perspective? It's
true, bro, to a certain extent, you know what I mean? I feel like that is a huge factor to consider. There's lots of factors too that go into it, you know what I mean? Your people don't support, also because I really feel like dreams have been crushed so much that people feel it's kind of impossible to do, you know what I mean, to really achieve. So I feel like maybe people have not yet been really convinced to say, okay, we can come together as people in the city and support something that will take us all the way, you know what I mean, and support something that will really shine a light on the city. So I feel like people want to support, but they're scared, you know what I mean? There's also that element in them where they are scared to support because they're just like, hey, people in H-Town are killing it, people in SA are killing it, how will we compare to them, you know what I mean? If I'm pushing ASAPH or if I'm pushing a Boinino, how can I compare Bonino to MT? How can I compare ASAPH to Drake or to, you know what I mean? So that's that, I guess, like once with every advance that we make, hopefully we are convincing them year after year because it is getting better than it used to be, you know what I mean? So hopefully one thing, maybe this winning the mama, will just make people be like, okay. Now we are believing. And it also, as artists, because many factors that go into it, because artists like Shasha, while yes we love them and all, but they're not in the country, you know what I mean? So we don't really feel like we own them. So I feel like what Bulawayo needs is someone who really makes it, but then they're still out here or they are seen here a lot, you know what I mean? So people really have that thing. In terms of gatekeepers, yes, it is true, man. I feel and I feel they had their dreams crushed as well. You know what I mean? So now they've built a sort of thing where they say, okay, this is how far we've managed to go, or this is what we've managed to build, and this is all that can be achieved since this is where we didn't surpass this level. You know what I mean? So the rest of us will just be coming under them to be put on that level. And the minute you are trying to show or trying to prove there's much more we could do because of their traumas and they are not have reached those things, they feel like it's not doable or they feel like it's not possible. And some even feel like it's not possible without them. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to do certain things without certain people, it won't work. But we are here to show you that, bro, it will work, you will not work. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's a lot of factors, man, that you can't put the blame on one thing. It's a whole pot of gango of situations. But I am slowly proving, you know, each of those things wrong, and hopefully we take it all the way.
Yeah, man, because like word on the streets was like Mambo started popping in H-Town.
Yeah.
But then people in Bulawayo were not recognizing the impact of Mambo.
Yeah.
But until Mambo started popping in H-Town, that's when Bulawayo people were like, oh, okay, Mambo, you know.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole thing started, like, okay, so why should we wait for H-Town to show love to one of our own so that we can recognize that, yo, this individual's got something here.
Yeah. I mean, it's complicated. Worse with Mambo, bro. There's also a lot of complications in that, you know what I mean? Of even the language that the song was in, and maybe the way some people would feel about it.
Man, because there ain't no Mambo in Bulawayo, neck.
Well, there is, my brother. There is, my brother. You know
that was the word on the street, like, there ain't no Mambo in Bulawayo.
There is, my bro, and I'm right here, brother. Like, so it just goes again, like to what I've been saying. It's like layers and layers of issues, layers and layers of things that we didn't even start, but we just found there, you know what I mean? So now you'll find we in the music space, we in the hip-hop space are having to deal with pressures that are coming from the political space or the social space. Social economic space, you know what I mean? So but we're breaking through, bro. That's all I can say, because trust me, if I make it to the top, Bulawayo will be like, he's ours. You know what I mean? They'll be like, he's ours. If I get the mama, they're gonna say, bring it home. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that I said, convincing. People just need to be convinced.
You're also a DJ, and I've heard a whole lot of artists, you know, complaining like, we're not getting airplay. What should we do to get airplay? Maybe you can just clarify on like maybe the rules and regulations and the type of packaging these artists need to like maybe get airplay and get recognition on the radio.
What I would say is to artists, because I see like before I got on radio, you know what I mean? I guess it never used to make sense until I was on radio and I would receive music from artists. So I would see a lot of things that even me myself as a person, I started realizing that, wait, which means other DJs are thinking like this, you know, when they receive certain. If you send your music, right, put your best foot forward, you know what I mean? Pick that one song. Don't send like a whole EP, you know what I mean? Like, yes, that's cool, unless maybe we've been in communication with a certain DJ or presenter, maybe. But just send one song that off the first listen is going to be like, okay, I have to play this, you know what I mean? Secondly, understand who you want to play your music. Understand which show you want your music to be played on, you know what I mean? Because a radio station is big. They have different segments with different presenters who play different things. So if you just send to the station email, right, it might not get listened to by the person that you're hoping, you know what I mean? But if you're able to know specifically the DJ and what show he plays or what show he DJs, and all of them have social media, trust me, all of them have social media. Bother them on social media, bro. You know what I mean? Until it's like, yo, this kid is always tagging me, let me hear what's up, you know what I mean? And I feel that's a more targeted approach, so that if you're sending your email, you're CCing his personal one and the station one email, so that he's gonna see it, it's gonna be in the station's email, so it's in the system. You're just making noise constantly, tagging in his DMs, in his what, until he manages to like say, okay, let me give this a chance. So I guess for me, those are the two things that I would say. I think it was those 2 or 3. Yeah, those are the things I would say. Put your best foot forward, your best track, you know what I mean? That is labeled well. No WhatsApp audio, what. No. Make sure it's labeled properly, correctly. Know who you want to play your song, know what show you want your song to be played on, and attack until it gets played. Attack the emails, attack the social media, tag until someone like says, okay, I'm gonna give it to you. Because how many artists are out there, bro? You know what I mean? Wanting to get played, you're gonna have to get attention somehow.
Most definitely, man. You're hearing it from the man himself, the Mambo, the King.
Yes, sir.
You already know what it is, man. So, like, any new projects we can expect in the year 2021?
In 2021, man, I'm really hoping to do a lot. I won't lie. I feel like maybe I starve people of music, which is a good thing because I feel like they get to miss me, and then when the sound comes back, it's unlike anything else that's in the game at the time. So, but this year I really want to roll out the whole Berg Boys project again. We're not yet sure when we're gonna do that. I know I've got a couple of EPs I want to put out, a couple of singles I want to put out. So people can just look forward to a lot of work, collaborations, especially with regional acts. I am like in conversation with a couple of people. I really don't want to say names right now, so that it looks like I'm cloud chasing or something. But just know you're gonna be seeing some features coming soon. So yeah, that's just the vibe. To do what I've been doing consistently year after year that got me to this point, I feel that's what's going to take me to the next level.
And word on the street is like, boys, so I'm a basa, boys. Yeah, 9 years of hip hop. Leave hip hop alone because hip hop has got what? Money in it. What's your take on that? Does hip hop offer revenue that can sustain an artist out here?
No, it does not. Well, not by itself, you know what I mean? And of which I feel like that's the case with almost everything in Zim, you know what I mean? What one thing? Name, I'm sure there are a couple, right? But you find very few one thing, like one job or one hustle that is going to sustain your whole life, you know? You find even people like Ed Hard and Sly, they'll be selling clothes, changing sheets, selling phones, doing all sorts, you know what I mean? Doing all sorts of things. So hip hop is the same way. When you are in the hip hop industry, music industry, whatever, you just have to have your foot in 2 or 3 other things, probably that won't even have anything to do with music, but this is bringing money in, you know what I mean? That is helping you take care of yourself. That is helping you not look like a bum to your moms. That is helping you convince your girl that you will pay lobola, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I was saying, and I feel like because of the global representation of hip hop, everyone feels like, oh, you must be balling out of control, you know what I mean? But I'm like, dog, you are a car salesman, you're not even balling, you know what I mean, like that, because of the situation we're in. So people should just be more kind to each other, because we're all in the same Zimbabwe, we're all in the same I won't say struggle, we're all in the same grind, you know what I mean? We all have kind of the same challenges, so we're all just trying to make it work. So the same pressure that you can put on a hip-hop artist is the same pressure I can put on a teacher. They're on strike right now, you know what I mean? It's just like, imagine if all the hip-hop artists were like, we're on strike, you know what I mean? Like, oh, stop making money, we're on strike, you know what I mean? So just diversify, that's all.
How important is beef in hip hop? You were once a battle rapper, or you still are a battle rapper. You've now elevated to superstar status, not battling anymore.
Yeah.
But how important is beef or battling in hip hop?
I feel like it's important, right, to the. Sorry, this thing distracted me. I think beef and battling is important because it really brings a lot of attention to the genre. People like drama, you know what I'm saying? So once there's that, and it's just exciting, bro. People love fights. People love to go and take out their phone and say, oh, did you see that? You know what I mean? Plus, it really does help your cred. It really does help people respect you and look at you in the right way. This battle, this war, when you come out victorious, I'm sure the clout, the props are gonna come up, and now people want to work with you and people want to do stuff with you, you know what I mean? I'm sure if Jeezy lost that battle, you know what I mean, it could have ended there or something like that, or it could have put a taint in his armor or something like that. But because he won it and it was all good, now people love him. People will be like, oh, we want to hear more from you and all that. The thing with battling though is it comes in 2 forms, right? There's battling when we know that, okay, we're just doing this to get attention, we're just doing this to what? And then there's battling where people really don't like each other's vibes, you know what I mean? And it can get really personal, you know what I'm saying? So it's up to you now. Imagine you are a rapper and there's a rapper who doesn't feel you and is constantly coming at you, coming at you, coming at you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not whack, bro. So like everyone is saying, oh, bro, they're killing you. You know what I mean? It's good, bro, to be able to stand up and defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even in life, on the streets, bro, people will like, defend yourself. Like, something, you can't let someone just smack you up anyhow. You know what I mean? So the same laws apply in hip-hop, in music. So just to show that, bro, when you are saying I'm a rapper, you're not just like grade 1, level 1. You are like someone who is actually serious, not to be messed with. You know what I'm saying? Not to be messed with. So when you come out, this boom, kill a career, dead.
And what's your take on maybe a rapper who uses ghostwriters? Do you respect such rappers, or is this part of the game where you say, you know what? It's all performance, it's all acts.
So what?
So hey, get your money, man.
I would respect you, right? Because I mean, you're the one delivering, bro. It's your delivery that's coming out, your energy that is bringing that out. But maybe we won't consider you in like saying, you know, top 5 lyricists of all times, top 5, blah, blah, blah. Those type of conversations, you might not be in them. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that, with the idea of ghostwriting to bring out a perfect song, because I know collaboration is how you really cross the limitations that you have. You know what I mean? If I write a verse, right, and I give you Orthodox, and you look at it and say, let me add something, now we have a Voltron of a verse. You know what I'm saying? So to each his own, bro. Do it how you live, bro. But if you have ghostwriters and what, then you will come around saying, no, I'm the best rapper, oh, people might look at you like, bro, why are you playing with us? You know?
And speaking of top 5s, who are your top 5, you know, rappers or MC at the present moment in Zim?
In Zim,
Yes.
yo, in Zim, I'd have to say Art Pills. I'd have to say Holy Ten.
Okay.
I would say Jay Doomza. I would say K Breezy. And then the last one, number 5, I'll say me, man. I'll give it to myself, man. Give it to myself.
The Mambo. Well, like I noticed in your top 5, there ain't no females included. Like, how difficult is it, like, you know, for these females to get recognition out here?
It's really tricky, bro. And they will just have to fight hard. You know what I mean? First of all, to be taken seriously as actual rappers and not just as sexual things. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like on that tip. So it really breaks my heart sometimes, because I'll be seeing the way people react in tracks and stuff, and they're not even concentrating on the lyrics that are being rapped, but it's all just, oh my gosh, you're fire, and I'm like, bro, but she's actually spitting, you know what I mean? So I think ladies would have to work twice as hard than guys to really get that, to get the hip hop community first and foremost to respect them. You know what I mean? I know that we should just respect them in jail, but unfortunately the majority of the world doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? So sometimes the respect is demanded. You have to demand your respect and show your presence, that you are more than just a body, that you are more than just, you know what I mean, someone to come and look at, someone to listen to. So they would really have to put in a lot of work for them to like stand out on that tip. Because when you see people talking about, oh, so-and-so is dope, so-and-so is dope, it's usually aligned to their looks and aligned to their what. Not that the music, there's no ladies that are putting out music with substance and stuff, but I feel like we could get more. I feel like it could be more like authoritative. There's really no hunger in the ladies. Because of many other factors, you know, in Africa, when white, you know, others are looking at the bell saying, hey, you have to get married. You know what I mean? So there's that.
And you've been, you know, vocally and I don't know, like most of the times in your music, you're always vocal about the youth. Like, what inspires you to be an advocate for the youth in your music?
It's just because my music has always been about what's affecting me at the time, you know what I mean? Stories about what I'm going through or what people around me are going through. So in the Kings Villa 1 days, I'll be rapping about, you know, being at house parties, being at Vuzu parties, and you're seeing all these things that happen there, rapping about that. Then the older I grow, I'm seeing, dang, the youth ain't got no jobs. You've been studying, you've been at NAST for so long, now you're done, and you know what I mean? I'll rap about that. Now the youth, we're trying to vote, we're trying to do what? And you see where I'll rap about that. So it's just me growing, maturing, but I'm just rapping about the things that are affecting the people around me. So you could say I have a heart for my generation, the generation that I'm growing with. So I guess my music is directed to them.
Nice, man. You're hearing it live and direct from the Mambo himself, ASAPH. Speaking of the youth, you came a long way from the city old benches. Because you're always rapping about the city hall benches, city hall benches, city hall benches. What's up with you and the connection with the city hall benches?
I mean, like for me in high school, and just those years, bro, when I was like, what, 17, 18, we'd come into town, head to by City Hall, maybe it's a Friday, you know, everyone is chilling there. That's where like the kids will be at, high school kids are at. Some waiting for combis to go home. Some are just waiting around, you know, just to see the vibe what's going on in town, because that's where 5 Street is. And 5 Street is like, you know what I mean? The center of work, bro. That's like where you find the hustlers, the what, you know, life in town, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that's where we'll be at, just scoping the scene. That's where you get to know, oh, what's going on the weekend, oh, what's happening there. Just posted by the bench, you're gonna see so-and-so from Townsend passing, and you'll be like, hey, what up, shorty, yo, you know what I mean? So that was that vibe for City Hall benches. They took it a step further, and when I was now like, what, 20, 21, 22, I'd go to the benches and sit there and just watch like people living their lives, you know what I mean? And you'd see like a mother carrying a baby, she's got something on her head, and in my mind I'm trying to picture, yo, what is she thinking about? What is she feeling? Where is she going? Where is she coming from? I'm sitting there, I'm watching a car pull up, it drops off this beautiful girl, the car pulls off, the girl waits maybe 5 minutes, a different car comes going in the opposite direction, she gets in, you know what I mean? And in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on there? You know what I mean? And I guess that's what would inspire some of the stories I'd rap about, and like just to create that world, trying to understand what are my people doing, what are my people feeling, what are they like up to? And sometimes you can see some really shady things. Some really shady things.
How important is like streetwear? You know, we see you rap like Stars 29 and other local brands. How important is it like in Zim hip hop for us to have streetwear brands supporting?
I mean,
the rappers?
it's just about creating that identity, you know what I mean? Because when we're trying to build a culture is like based off of identity, bro. Like, what do you wear? What do you listen to? Where do you go? How do you party? You know what I mean? So I would say like streetwear is just as important as rapping. I think it should be an element of hip hop, if I'm not mistaken. You know, as they added ones. I know there's 5, but they keep adding to these things because that expresses your identity. So that when you come to Zim and you're trying to say, okay, what do the youth of Zimbabwe dress like? You know what I mean? Now we don't need to be wearing fubu and you know what I mean? Now we can wear a Kingsville fresh t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? Now we can wear something that was made by one of us, you know what I mean? Really by one of us, you know what I mean? So I guess that's just it, to be able to portray some sort of identity that is unique, that is cool, that is trendy, that comes from us as ourselves, to say, yo, we are hip-hop artists in Zim, this is what we dress like, this is the slang we speak, this is what we drink, you know, whether, shout out to Pogs, whether it's that or whether it's what we want, our checks, bro. So, you know what I mean? So it's just that, bro, just building that identity that makes us stand out from South African rappers, that makes us stand out from Nigerian rappers, so that people, when they see, even it's just a music video, then they see a label that's 29, but it's what, they'll be like, oh, he must be from Zim, you know what I mean? That's it.
Are we ever gonna get a gospel album from
me?
ASAPH?
Maybe. It might not be called gospel album, but I'm someone who believes like even in my music there will be some religious elements in them. You know what I mean? If you look at my album, The People's Rapper, like 4 out of 6 of those songs were actually prayers. If you listen to them, like Real Ones was a prayer, 5 Street Flows was a prayer. You know what I mean? So I feel like my music is gospel, but just isn't turned gospel because it's always God conscious. You know what I mean?
Any advice to up and coming artists? Because I know like right now there's some youth out there or just an up and coming artist looking at you like, yo, damn, I want to be like ASAPH. I want to be nominated for the MTV Awards. I want to be nominated for the numbers. You know, how can I reach this guy's status? How did he make it? You know, how can I reach to his standards?
I would say consistency in the craft that you're doing. Year after year, make sure that you keep coming back, no matter what level you feel you've reached, no matter what, you just make sure that you keep coming back with something new, something fresh for people to love. Number 2 is humility. Make sure that you keep your head down until like you necessarily need to like really be about that life, but keep your head down so that the right doors are open to you. If people don't like your character, they will close all the doors. Like, trust me, no matter how talented or gifted you are, they will close all of those doors. So humility, consistency, and prayer, guys. Make sure like whatever you do, you are praying so that you know you are covered, you're protected by God, because He really does answer prayers. He really does bless. So if you keep those 3 going consistently year after year after year, I guarantee you will end up somewhere. Trust me.
And how much does the Mambo charge for his collabos? Do you charge for collabos, or there's some verses which come as freebies out there?
I'll have to quote our pills. You want business? We are per email. If you want business, bro, we can make it official, man. You know what I mean? Because another thing, and I know it's one of those DM for prices moves, but bro, every month, bruh, I'm leveling up, dog. So trust me, it's not staying the same, bro. You know what I mean? Like tomorrow, I'm not sure when this is airing out, but I'm about to do an interview with Trevor Ngube, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, it's putting me on a certain level. The price is definitely gonna go up, bro. There's another move that is coming that people need to be prepared for. And definitely the price is gonna go up, bro. So like, I really do not have a fixed thing, you know what I mean, to say like, it's this. And especially like, sometimes I'll get approached by someone who I believe in the song, and the guy's like, yo, you know what, I'm really just a kid from Bulawayo and I'm trying to like, make a plan. And I'll say, okay, let's see how we can meet each other halfway, you know what I mean? But bro, I need the money. I need the money.
Damn. The price is going up. The rates are going up.
Going up, brother.
Unfortunately, last year we lost an icon, you know, a very gifted individual in the music business in Bulawayo, King Calvin, you know. Any fond memories you have, you know, with Calvin?
Yeah, bro. It's actually a funny story, man. We'd gone to Harare for the Zimas. That was 2019. So out there, it was lit, bro. Chengeto Brown was my date. So I was out there, you know what I mean? Me and Calvin, we got to, a bunch of us were in the same townhouse. So all up there, you know, just getting lit, getting what. And it was actually at a time where that whole beef thing was also kind of still bubbling. So we'd take pictures and post online. People were like, aren't you two meant to be beefing? What's going on? You know what I mean? But then we get to the awards, bro. And I won't lie, that night I didn't have no money. Well, I didn't like budget like the right way, or maybe I should say that. So I'm chilling out there. Then like there's a time when my drink stopped flowing. So Cal comes up to me, he's like, bro. He hands me like $10. Then he's like, bro, go get yourself something to drink. These H niggas mustn't see us out like this. They mustn't see us like this, brother. Go and get yourself a drink, my bro. I'm like, sure, dog. Yeah, so that's like a memory that I just laugh and say, dang, Kel.
The alcoholic Calvin, this dude really loved his alcohol.
And he loved me. He was like, hey, brother, come on, you need to look straight, bro. So he's like, there you go, get yourself something. I'm like, hey, sure, bro.
R.I.P. to King Kel, man. And I've always wondered, like, you've got so many talents. You're a host, you know, you're a DJ, an MC. I always wonder, like, why hasn't ASAPH ventured into acting?
Because I feel like, especially in Skies, maybe if I was to move to H and see like what they're doing there. Here, I've been approached by a couple of guys who were trying to do pilots for series and stuff, you know what I mean? There's one that we did called Burning Altars in 2017. We filmed the pilot, but I never saw the thing. You know what I mean? After we did that, the guys just vanished into thin air. So it is something that I would love to get into if I just get approached. You know what I mean? Because. And I know maybe I should be active in looking for it, but bro, I'm rapping, bro. And I'm trying to be on radio and stuff. So maybe, hopefully, someone will spot it in me and be like, you know what, I think you could do this. Because even with the Burning Altars thing, it was someone who was like, yo, we actually think you could play this role. You know what I mean? So if someone was to come up to me and say, yo, we see you on radio, you're good with speaking, you're good with what would you like to try? I would not turn it down, trust me.
Last but not least, man, where can they find you, man? Give the people, the audience, your socials. Where can they find the
social
Mambo?
medias, bro? Everything is ASAPH Africa. Africa with a K. Maybe you will put on the screen when you're editing or something. You know what I mean? It's ASAPH Africa with a K. ASAPH. That's how you spell ASAPH. Some of the spellings of ASAPH that I see, yo. So like when I'm with Sky's Metro, right, and you know people sending their WhatsApps. Some of the spellings of ASAPH that I see, it's ASAPH. ASAPH Africa, make sure you put a K instead of a C, Africa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Thank you and much appreciated for the interview.
Sure,
ASAPH, aka Mambo,
Sure, my brother.
Kingsman TV. We out.
Peace.